you've got a paint job to do, the right type of brush can make all the difference. When you opt for latex paint, it's best to use a paintbrush with synthetic bristles. They're typically made of nylon or polyester. If you're painting with oil-based paint, you can use either a synthetic brush or one with bristles made of natural animal hair. For natural bristles, this factory uses pig hair imported from China that arrives in bundles sorted by length. Each paintbrush contains up to 5 different lengths. This bristle structure makes the brush sufficiently stiff. All 5 lengths go into a specially designed mixing machine. First, it combs the bristles, straightening them out and removing any curved hairs. Then it spreads the bristles flat and mixes the lengths together. Now a worker takes a handful of bristles from the mixer and pats them on a vibrating table. Like human hairs, animal hairs have a root and a tip. The vibrations make all the butt ends line up flat. Each handful goes into a storage box until it's time to install the bristles in the ferrule, the steel band that goes around the paintbrush. This machine makes the ferrules. It shapes a thin steel strip that's 1.1 to 1.6 inches wide. Rollers imprint beads to make the strip more rigid, and a herringbone pattern that is purely cosmetic. Then a blade cuts the strip into pieces that are long enough to wrap around the brush. The machine bends each piece around a forming horn, then joins the ends in a strong lock seam. Hammers flatten the seam and the ferrule is finished. Back to the bristles now. A brush making machine will join them to the ferrules. Workers load the mixed batches of bristles into one of the machine's feeders and the ferrules into the other. The machine picks up the required amount of bristles. Transfer jaws grab the tips and insert them in a ferrule. A vibrating device called a patter pushes the bristles in straight. A continuous strip of cardboard feeds the next part of the equipment. The machine parts the bristles, cuts off and slots in a piece of cardboard. This centerpiece, as it's called, creates a well inside the brush head to help hold the paint. The machine then pulls the bristles out to the proper length, leaving about a 1/4 inch inside the ferrule. Once the brush heads come off the machine, workers pick out the loose bristles. The lightweight paintbrush handles are made of plastic pellets. A vacuum loader sucks the material up to a molding machine, which melts the pellets at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The machine then injects the molten plastic into handle-shaped molds. 5 minutes later, the machine ejects the handles from the molds. Workers attach 30 handles at a time to sticks and hang them across paint vats, then lower the handles into the paint slowly to avoid creating air bubbles. The first coat is a primer. After a half hour, the handles are ready for the next coat. This time, the vat contains colored paint. It dries to a matte finish in 30 minutes. The third vat contains clear lacquer. This coat protects the paint and makes the surface glossy. Now it's time to glue the bristles to the ferrules with strong epoxy glue. It seeps down into the bristle base. Workers now load the finished brush heads and handles into an assembly machine. The machine inserts a handle into each brush head, shooting 2 or 3 nails into each side to secure it. Finally, a printing machine stamps the company name onto one side of each handle. Paintbrushes come in a wide range of widths and thicknesses, providing different strokes for different folks. If you have any